So I think that one of the most common questions that I get from anyone that I talk with that comes from YouTube is, hey, is SMMA saturated? Or hey, is cold email saturated? Or hey, is coaching coaches on how to do coaching saturated? And I want to just challenge that idea, because in the last couple of weeks, and actually more like 2 months, I've been able to gather a certain set of insights that allowed me to stand out from the marketplace, and that simply by understanding and distilling this same information, like you're going to see here visually, you're going to see what the problem in this rationale looks like, okay? And listen, guys, this is the type of insights that allowed me, this is, you can see here, my private client community. The insights that you're going to learn in this video are the same insights that have allowed me to get anywhere between, 2 all the way to maybe 4 or 5 high-ticket paying clients who most likely are going to pay in full really expensive stuff, even in a saturated niche, and with all of the disadvantages of not being even a native English speaker, okay? And the insights that you're going to learn in this video are going to allow you to do just that, okay? And I promise you that that solution that I'm going to break down at the end of the video is going to completely eradicate your appointment booking problem, your client acquisition problem, and most importantly, it's going to allow you to tackle even saturated niches, quote unquote saturated, and based from that, keep growing your company, okay? I want to first off start off by saying what usually happens when people actually believe that they have or that they are tackling a saturated niche, okay? The reality is that saturated niches don't exist. It's not like a niche, like a group of people, because that's what a niche is, a group of people who have a certain set of characteristics, who have a certain set of aspirations. That's literally what a niche is. By definition, there's no way for a group of people to be saturated, right? People just never think about it and they say, oh, X niche is saturated, but it's not that niches are saturated. It's simply that certain niches are numb to certain claims, or simply don't respond well to certain mechanisms or certain ways to be contacted, to be offered something. And that's what can happen, okay? Because usually, this is what happens when people start in SMMA. They buy a course or a program or whatever they might buy because they were marketed in a certain way. Then people who sold them on something have a certain way to get clients, so they use some sort of funnel, okay? Like, by funnel, I don't mean like click funnels. I mean like a certain mechanism to get clients. Some people are going to use an Instagram funnel. Some people might use a Facebook group funnel. Some people might use BSL funnels, whatever it might be. And then the people who they bought from have a fulfillment mechanism, whether it's a group coaching program, a done for you agency service, one-on-one coaching. And then what ends up happening is that the person who buys a course ends up selling the same thing that they bought. Thing is, the only difference is simply in, well, you simply maybe don't have the social proof or the actual, way to demonstrate to other human beings that you can actually deliver on your service. Why? Because you have never done it. You simply bought the thing from somebody else. Make sense? So what ends up happening is that because people have lacked that rational way to operate and actually come up with solutions for a certain market, this is what happens, but this is what it looks like. You basically have somebody that sells something to market A. You are part of that market A right now watching this video. You are a coach or you're a marketing agency owner because someone sold you the idea that becoming a coach or a marketing agency or a consultant or a course creator is the best way to make money online, okay? Because that thing happened, you were marketed by person A, and then there are two types of individuals, right? There are the people who now, because they understand things fundamentally, they sell something completely different to somebody that is completely different, which is ideally what people would do, right? But most people, what they end up doing is simply, selling the exact same thing to the same group of people. So look at what's going to happen. Let's say that this person in here is me, okay? For the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about how we use hybrid lead center funnels and phone setters to book appointments and get clients, okay? And this approach, you can go ahead and watch my previous YouTube videos, has allowed us to, fill our calendar, right? Consistently for the last couple of weeks, okay? Now, what's the point that I'm trying to make in here? This funnel works phenomenally well because we are consistently able to convert $1 into at least $30, okay? That's so far the definition of what has been happening. Now, using our funnel, that I believe this is the best funnel by far because it allows you to, have your unique touch to it and separate yourself from your competition by a whole bunch of different factors that you can go ahead and watch in my other YouTube videos. But the point I'm trying to make here is that funnel works phenomenally well, and I know that as we start to scale, the actual ROAS might go down as we start scaling and we start increasing the budget. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this funnel, I believe, is the best one. And the fact that I'm saying this is simply that, a lot of people are going to start copying the same funnel and selling it to the same group of people that I sell to. And guess what? Guess what's going to happen once this market A, for the sake of the example, let's say that this market is agencies. they're going to say like, oh, that's super cool. But guess what? Guess what's going to happen whenever I make a post or I make a case study where I say, hey, this guy that is selling to you guys is actually a client of mine. Immediately, you lost all of the trust of your niche, and I simply get everything from you. But look at your example. Even if you copied the mechanism, if you go instead of targeting market A, which was agencies, and you go for market B, which was coaches, but which, by the way, don't do because I also target coaches, so don't do it. But the point I'm trying to make in here is this person, at least, who changes the market with the same mechanism, is able to generate clients because these people are not understanding the claim that I'm going after. Make sense? I mean, a more accurate depiction of what this would look like. I mean, I tackle like these two markets, as you can see here. But the point I'm trying to make is like, if you are unable to think rationally and create a unique mechanism or a unique way for you to fulfill on something or a unique way to communicate the value of the thing that you do, at least the bare minimum you could do is target a different segment of people, right? And now, so far, this has not replied to the question of, hey, dude, like, okay, but how do I get clients on saturated niches? Which is, of course, the point of this video, right? I just want to finish up the explanation on what happens, what it looks like, and ultimately, what you end up thinking. Because the typical person, once they start to go through this process, which is basically 99% of people, they simply end up saying, oh man, market A is saturated and hybrid lead center funnels and phone setters don't work. When in reality, they freaking do. It's just that you are selling the same thing to the same group of people. You lack a rational way to actually approach the communication of the thing that you do. Make sense? So there's two solutions that you can do. Okay? The first one is what I call the approach. Okay? Because if you want to replicate or go after the same group of people, the bare minimum you could do is simply change the way in which you communicate the value of your offer and what exactly is it that you say that you do. Okay, because what you do and what you say that you do are two completely different things. Okay, so for example, if you take a look at what client acquisition mechanisms look like, more often than not, they're going to be either content, paid ads, or outbound. Right? If you think about it, guys, all of these ways to generate appointments and get clients are simply ways for you to get the attention of your niche to communicate something to them. That something might be your offer, it might be a lead magnet, it might be whatever you want to say on a DM or a cold email or a cold call, okay? Those things are never going to go away. So if you right off the bat are thinking like, oh, cold calls are saturated or cold calls don't work, like, which isn't what most people say, well, that's just absolutely stupid, okay? It's not like reaching out to people who exist is going to get saturated or is going to be out of the equation, right? What actually matters and what actually makes you not get the results that you're looking for is simply the thing that you're saying to them. Make sense? Or the way in which you get them to get interested in what you have to say. Make sense? That's super important. Aside from the rational thinking capabilities for you to create your own solution to the niche and to the group of people you serve, the second thing that most people struggle with, and the reason why most people never get clients in saturated niches, is simply because they cannot accept the fact that they themselves are not doing that work that needs to be done. Okay? It's not like you cannot get clients in saturated niches or that a certain business model all of a sudden is going to stop working. It's simply that you are not doing what is required to make whatever you're doing work. So, for example, something that I do with my clients, whenever they get onboarded, I walk them through all of this process. What you got to start thinking about is, first of all, how are you getting clients? Are you using outbound? Are you using paid ads? Are you going to use content? Whatever it might be. You gotta ask yourself, are you booking meetings? Because if the answer to this is no, then you want to ask yourself, well, are you hitting KPIs in the first place? If the answer to this is no, well, freaking hit KPIs. Send 150 DMs per day. Do 100 cold calls per day. Send 150 cold emails per day. So assuming that you still hit KPIs and you don't book calls, change the angles. Because what this is where the magic is, guys. What is it that you're saying to your niche? Okay? What you gotta do is make people feel a certain way. Okay? That's what you gotta do when you write your angles, when you write your cold emails, etc. Of course, hit KPIs. Based on this, are you closing deals? Then, if the answer to this is no, you gotta answer yourself, hey, are you actually selling something that people want to buy or that people need to solve now? Because if the answer to this is no, then change what you're selling, because you cannot force an offering to the marketplace. What you can force into the marketplace is simply getting to know you by a strict volume, but what you cannot make people forced to buy is simply what you do. So make sure you're actually selling something that people actually want. Make sense? So that's super important, and that's why I believe that the first thing you gotta change is the scripts you're using, the communication with the thing that you're doing. Make sense? That would be number one, but the niche is never saturated. What is saturated is the approach that you're having. Make sense? And number two, the value or the client results. Because let's say that you have the I would say I think that the most saturated offer in the marketplace completely, which is email marketing for e-commerce brands or paid ads for e-commerce brands, Facebook, like typical Facebook ads for e-commerce brands. Even if it's the closest thing to saturation that you can actually sell, the reality is that if you have better client results, you have a better product, and you bring more value to the marketplace than other people, you're simply going to win, because that's literally how it is. Because people always want to, especially business owners, always want to make more money. And the moment that you can say, hey, listen, you're working with this guy who is making you, I don't know, $1,000, and you're paying him $100, I can guarantee, because I have done this 1,000 times already, I can make you $10,000. And you only pay me twice as much as the other guy, $200. It's a no-brainer. And if you can actually demonstrate that you have done it, guess what, guys? It's going to be game over at that point. That's why, even in my case, living in a third world country, working with US, Canada, Europe type of clients, I'm still able to crush it. And the reason why is simply because I am able to demonstrate to my marketplace that the client results speaks for themselves. Like if you take a look at, show me someone else who can show you 54 pages of just client wins, client results, just like I have in here, guys. I mean, like this is like the forefront of my marketing, and this is what ultimately allows me to stand out even in a saturated niche, in a saturated marketplace, by actually providing value and making sure that people actually see and know the value of what I do. Make sense? And this is the hard stuff that nobody wants to accept. They just say like, oh, what's the magic cold email script, or what's the magic cold DM message, or what's the magic ad that I need to run? When in reality, at the end of the day, yeah, you can change a lot of things. You can do like some ninja stuff on how to nurture your leads and the funnels and whatever. And that's what most people like get seduced to do. But the magic is ultimately in the approach you have to the niche and the commitment to the niche, because that's another thing. Like if you change your niche every 3 months, people never take you seriously whenever you start to get some momentum anyways, okay? So make sure that you actually focus on your approach and you focus on building your product, which is the most leveraged thing that you can ever build. Make sense? A good product makes marketing easy, makes sales easy, makes the growth of your business easy. You sleep well at night, and honestly, everything gets better if you actually do this part right, okay? So guys, I hope that this video was helpful, because this is like the no BS approach to actually getting clients in saturated niches. It's simply change the way in which you approach a niche. Number one, just become better, because it doesn't matter what you do or for who you do it. If you are better than other people, by definition, you're going to become the go-to person that is known for certain things, that actually gets that type of clients. Make sense? So guys, that will be pretty much it. There's a link in the description. It's designed to make you guys book a call. If you guys want to buy from us, go ahead and see what it would look like with the first link in the description. If you don't click it, no worries. It's just there for people who want to take action and want to fast track their way to success, basically. I know that at the end of every YouTube video, I share songs with you guys, because I just love music so much, okay? And I think that this is one of the... Actually, today I want to share 2 songs. It's Friday. On Fridays, I need to go to the release radar. I want to see like the new music of the week, etc. And I want to share with you guys this song called Arca 10,000, okay? Arca 10,000 by Arcángel and Fate. I think that, wow, this is by far one of the best songs I've heard this year. And I also wanted to share this song called Poema a tus problemas by Legalyrics. Legalyrics is a guy that nobody knows, but he's such a good artist. And he actually made a song with one of my friends from Costa Rica called Jan. So guys, I think that you're going to really enjoy this one. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys listen to my music. I was actually thinking on creating like a playlist for you guys to just have access to it. Let me know if that's something you would like to get to know a little bit more of. And I will be happy to, make a public playlist for you guys to listen to my music sometimes per week, okay? It's just scientifically proven to help you get more clients, by the way. I'm kidding. So guys, no, for real, I hope that this video was helpful. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video if it was helpful. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you in the next one, okay? Speak soon. Bye.